talk. It's a fact that we need money to enjoy life and focus on the things that we really like. I'm your co host, Allie, and I'm here with Mushi Buyan.
I'm sharing educational purpose only is ever and my opinion only. Please do your own due diligence. So what happened last week? Did you know that Fed's fourth consecutive, I guess, the increase 75 basis points? What did that mean? So far, we have 4% increase in last 8 months. You all know that. So how that translate to the big picture? Look at here. Market expects Fed is going to be increasing next month and then December around 50 basis point. And then in February, we do not know what's going to happen. But again, if you look at what really happened last week on when Powell started speaking to 30, everything went down the toilet. At the beginning, market expected that it's going to be 75 basis point is good. And then later on, when he was talking about that, talking about increasing or they are not done yet to increase the rate, that kind of added more fear to the market. And what that means, if they keep going this route, if there is another chart I might share later on that if you look at it, that they're breaking all kind of norm in what happened to the market. That caused, I guess, fear to the investors. There is a lot of sell-off happening. So December, we'll find out what he does. He didn't give any clear pictures. And then February, again, what they're going to do. And March, if they keep going this route, we do not know because he did not give any clear indication that they are done increasing the rate. This kind of contradicts what he said in June. So during that conference, did you guys notice that? I guess not.
No, but he said they will increase it, get to a terminal rate, and then stop and watch for a while, see what happens afterwards.
Yes, but he did not promise stop, and he said, December they will find out. So far indication looks like they may stop, right? And then February they will have another increase. After that, February, March, they may pause. But he said we are not done yet. But again, it's all different interpretation. But that caused market got panicked and boom, a lot of sellout happened.
Yeah.
So more just takeaways. What is this is going to be pauses coming. We'll find out in December, like what I mentioned. There are few things I took it out from away. And then the other fact is from FOMC outline is September meeting. Like as I mentioned earlier, that what did they say earlier in September? Now what happened in October is not the same fact. And because of that, a lot of sellout happened. And next year, first half, that if they increase the rate in let's say February and March, it's going to be around 5.3, and that's the number they come up with. If it happens, then they're going to talk about a pause and then rate cut in future or not. And the last thing is Fed is seems to be giving us more risk for pausing or prematurely. That said, he did not mention clear, as I said, what are they going to do in December and February. Although that some of the numbers came out, indication that economic data, which is good, that's come. I'll share some of them later on. I think I may add it in the slide. So this one is giving you a picture of Nasdaq whole of what happened last week. Nasdaq lost 5.6%, S&P 3.3, and Dow, all of them just overall that weekly last week came up that all the gains they made previous weeks kind of lost. Now translating this to another picture here, if you see that S&P, the quarter to date today, year to date, last Friday, here see Nasdaq and then minus 5.7, where that week quarterly is -1. They lost this this year, this quarter, and then the Dow, this is like did not lose much comparing all the others. Just look at this number, Dow's this number and this. There is something else happening later. I'll share the next week what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing the trend. This is the chart I was mentioned earlier. Look at the indication what they saw shared that from according to fact set. What it shows you U.S. employment rate and the hourly earnings. If you look at it, that employment rate is increasing, and hourly wages is going downside. So one of the things earlier, they were looking at it, wage gap difference and so on. But we know that what happened last few weeks, last few months, that all the big tech is freezing that for new hire and laying off people. This number we'll see what happens, and based on this unemployment rate, how many of these people goes in unemployment and so on. So I do think that that's why Powell did not say anything clear cut what's gonna happen in December, because they are looking some of this number. If you compare U.S. market with our other countries, still our labor we labor shortage, we are still much better shape comparing others. But next few weeks or few months, we're going to find out what this unemployment rate. Here, this chart shows you that what's happening on unemployment side. Peaks Fed when Fed increased the rate since 1980 till this year. You see that when market S&P, Fed increased the rate and it goes there, it goes S&P stock market last 12 months, what it does in average in losing money or gaining money. But look at that last 2008, when this happened, they increased the rate, and around 2008, you see that after this whole increasing the rate, market went up and S&P gained around 21%. 20% time there's a big dip happening in the S&P side. So those who still stayed in the market and just took advantage of this dip, good with them. And look at 2020, since 2020 March dip happened, same thing, stayed in the market and took advantage of the dip, 32% gain since in this. So what that tells, I know a lot of people, like last week I mentioned, and they say, no, I'm out of the market. Instead of just totally quit the market, just hang in there, and then even you sit with your cash, look for the business that you are familiar with, and just get in for long term, any of those. Here, well, I think next week what I'm looking at, I think economic data that you're going to see coming up, CPI, inflation data, consumer credit, is something to watch out. It's not as bad as what we have seen before, but this is also one of the thing on Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday coming up. Some of this number, just watch out on that. Biggest thing this coming week, we know that the Senate, and the election coming up on Tuesday, and then hopefully the Senate, we do not know if Senate is still toss, 50-50 chance if Republican is taking over the Senate, but House is more likely is going to Republican. They need 5 seats, where Democrat is having a challenge. So we will find out on Tuesday night. So that's, keep an eye on this. And then this coming week, these are the few of them I'm looking at it. What I am looking at Amazon. I think I have a chart. If I know that someone is going to be doing a technical analysis. If you want to do it, you're welcome to do it. Or I can do it. Let me know, Ron. I want to save time. But if you look at 4 hours chart, you are going to see that Amazon is slowly showing some indication that it's it might be coming upside in this coming week because it's got so much dipped. So I have another tool, I said a paid tool that I use where I was looking at the institution, they are keep buying Amazon last on Friday and Thursday as keep going down. So there's a huge divergence happening. Same thing how what I was saying that in Adobe, the daily chart, look at it, and then Nasdaq QQQ index, look at it. If you look at weekly chart, you're going to see that there are some indication it's showing that it might be going upside. Okay, but all three of them based on what I'm talking, based on the institution has a huge divergence when is going down on the price action, but institution keep loading on these. There are more, but these three I'm looking this coming week. Okay.
Mushi, just one
Mhm.
thing about Adobe. Recently, they acquired this Fig something.
Yes.
The DOJ has questioned or inquiring into blocking. So careful. If you're bullish, that might impact the news
Right.
driven.
Right, that's why I was saying, and just keep an eye. I'm bullish doesn't mean that I'm going to get in this week, right? I'm just going to keep an eye on this. And sometimes whenever is stock like this, in the past I made money like with Adobe, but if I see the dip, I'm going to take advantage of it.
That's it for this episode, folks. Thank you for listening. And if it was helpful to you, please click the like button and follow us so that you can listen to more of our podcast. You can also visit us at urbanhood.org to learn more about our other programs. We hope you'll check in with us again. And until then, keep learning and do whatever it takes to reach financial freedom and follow your dreams.